Imagine if your dreams not just found you, but instead they chased you. My friends, I urge you to listen. You do not have to chase your desires. Instead, you become who you wish to be. You bravely and without reservation step into the shoes of who you'd be if you already had what you want. Consider this. When you leave your home, you first put on a jacket, you put it on, and you wear it. In the same instance, if you put on confidence, you start to feel it. If you put on love, success, and goodwill, the more you act as if, the more it becomes you, the more your reality shifts to match your feelings. So stop running after your dreams. There is no need. You must only assume, put it on, and soon you will become the person who already is them. This is law. Stop the chase. Assume the end. There was a time I believed I had to struggle for what I wanted, that I had to chase after opportunity, love, or recognition as if they were prizes hidden far beyond my reach. But I have since discovered the truth, the glorious truth that life does not respond to your effort. It responds to your assumption. The moment I stopped chasing and started being, the world bowed to my state. The universe is not deaf to your desires. It is blind to your desperation. It hears only the silent tone of your being, what you assume to be true about yourself and your world. To chase is to affirm that you do not yet possess. To assume is to declare that you already are. And when I began to live from the end, not toward it, but from it, I found that things came with ease. Circumstances shifted. People moved. Doors opened, not because I forced them, but because my inner world had changed. You see, your outer world is not made of bricks and events. It is made of beliefs made visible. So stop running. Stop pleading. Stand still. Assume the state you desire as though it were already yours. And the universe will gather itself around your new identity. The law is impersonal but perfect. I must stress this. The law of assumption is no respecter of persons. It does not reward the moral, the educated, or the hardworking. It rewards the one who dares to believe. This truth was a liberation to me. I once thought life was about fairness or cosmic reward. But now I know life only mirrors the state you occupy. The law is impersonal, but perfect. It cannot be tricked. It cannot be bypassed. And it cannot fail. When I assumed wealth while the world saw lack, wealth began to flow. When I assumed love while others pitied my solitude, love arose. It was not the outer scene that changed first. It was my inner conversation. The world had no choice but to echo what I had already declared as true. And it did. You need not hustle to make the law work. You only need to believe that it is working, that it is already unfolding, that your state, once assumed, is planting itself into the fabric of reality. No man can delay your good. No condition can block your path. The only force that governs what comes to you is the assumption you dare to persist in. Desire is a divine seed. Desire is not something to be chased. It is a divine whisper from the higher self. The moment you feel it, it has already been given. The fact that you desire something sincerely means it already exists within you. And the universe is now orchestrating a way to bring it forth. But what most fail to realize is this. If you chase your desire, you're telling your subconscious it is separate from you. You create a gap. And what you separate yourself from, you delay. When I felt the pull of something, be it love, success, health, I stopped running after it. I turned inward and asked, what would it feel like if I already had this? And I dwelt there. I stayed there. That feeling became my prayer. Let desire lead you inward, not outward. It is the blueprint of your future reality. The outer journey is unnecessary. The inner state is everything. When you feel your desire as fulfilled, not longed for but lived in, you fertilize the seed. You bring it to life. Let it unfold naturally. No pushing, no pleading. Just calm, confident expectancy. The mirror moves. When you move, the world is a mirror. It reflects not your needs, not your wishes, but your state. You cannot beg the mirror to smile while you frown. The moment you smile, it reflects it instantly. So it is with life. When I stopped trying to move the mirror and began changing myself, everything else changed with it. People often ask, how do I make this happen? And I tell them, you don't. You become the one to whom it naturally happens. If you desire love, become lovable in your own eye. If you desire money, become wealthy in your inner speech. If you desire health, embody vitality in your imagination. Then watch as the outer world shifts to mirror the new you. The outer conditions are not cause, they are effect. The cause is always within. Change your inner dialogue. Change the feeling you walk with daily. Assume the identity of the person who already has. The mirror has no power of its own. It only reflects what stands before it. Change what you are inside, and the world must respond. It is not philosophy, it is law. Assume and let go. Once I assume the state of the wish fulfilled, I do not obsess over it. I do not watch the clock or search for signs. That would be like planting a seed and digging it up daily to check its roots. No, true faith lets go. It rests, it knows. The power is in the assuming, not in the watching. When I assume I am wealthy, I do not check the bank account. I walk differently. I speak differently. I make decisions from that state. I let go of needing it to happen a certain way. I surrender control, but not assumption. My belief is immovable, and so my world must follow. This is not apathy. This is mastery. To hold the feeling while releasing the how. That is spiritual strength. I trust the law to work. I trust the subconscious to outpicture what I have impressed upon it. I live in the end and let the means take care of themselves. And always they do. Often in ways more beautiful than I could have planned. The end creates the means. I have said it before. Live from the end. Why? Because the end creates the means. Most people reverse it. They try to figure out the how, the path, the method. But that is not your concern. You are not the playwright of the process. You are the actor, assuming the final scene. When I want something, I imagine the moment after it has happened. I walk in the joy of the fulfilled wish. I feel the tone of success. I hear the congratulatory words. I touch the object. I live there. And that end, once imagined with feeling, begins to summon everything required for its fulfillment. Do not concern yourself with how it will unfold. That is not faith. That is control. Faith is imagining the outcome with such vividness that all your doubts melt away. From that moment on, life will move. People will appear. Paths will open. And they will seem so natural. You may forget you imagined it all. But you did. Persist gently in the new state. The key is persistence, not force, not struggle, but gentle, joyful repetition of your new identity. I persist in the feeling of already being who I choose to be. When the old self arises, I do not fight it, I ignore it. I return to my state again and again. Your assumptions are like footprints on soft soil. The more you walk the path, the deeper it ingrains. Do not expect one assumption to rewrite a lifetime of contrary belief. But do not doubt either. For each time you return to the new state, you weaken the old. You rewire your reality. Live from the end. Persist in the assumption. Let your inner conversations reflect the truth of your new identity. Let your actions come from your belief, not your fear. And in time, the world will bend to your inner world. It must. For assumption, when persisted in, becomes fact. Let it come to you. Come. There is a sacred stillness that comes when you stop chasing. A peace, a power, a quiet confidence that says, it is already done. I live in that place. I do not run. I do not reach. I radiate. I rest in the awareness of already being. The world now moves to meet me. People appear. Emails arrive. Doors open. But I do not credit coincidence. I know it is the law, responding to my state. The universe is not ignoring you. It is waiting for you to stop ignoring your own power. When you assume and let go, you shift from seeker to receiver. So I ask you now, not to do more, but to be more. Be the one who already has. Be the one who already knows. Live in the joy, the peace, the ease of it already being yours. And as you do, you will see the glorious truth unfold. You were never meant to chase anything. You were meant to become it. And let it come to you. And so I rest. Not because I've given up, but because I have already received. I no longer reach. I no longer wait. I embody. For the moment I assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, I step into the realm where all things are already mine. I no longer argue with the senses. I no longer ask, when will it come? I know it already has. I walk with calm. I speak with certainty. I move not to create, but to express the truth I've already accepted within. The world, this beautiful, faithful mirror, can only reflect who I now believe myself to be. And so I ask you, not what are you doing, but rather who are you now choosing to be? Because when you decide that, everything else will come to meet you. Walk in the assumption, not in the doubt. Once you have assumed the end, your only task is to walk in it. Not sometimes, not when it's easy, but continuously. You must carry yourself, speak, and think from the version of yourself who already possesses the thing desired. Most people sabotage their creation by dipping in and out of states. Faith one moment, fear the next. But I tell you, remain. Do not merely visit the end, live there. Make it your home. If you are manifesting love, then walk through your day as one who is deeply cherished. If you are manifesting wealth, then make every decision as one who is already secure. You need not pretend. You need only persist in the feeling. That feeling will become natural. And what becomes natural becomes visible. If you are manifesting love, then walk through your day as one who is deeply cherished. If you are manifesting wealth, then make every decision as one who is already secure. You need not pretend. You need only persist in the feeling. That feeling will become natural. And what becomes natural becomes visible. The universe does not respond to flinching. It responds to faith. And faith, when truly felt, leaves no room for doubt. The one who lives in the end doesn't ask, when will it come? They say, it is already mine. Every action, every word, every inner conversation flows from that center. Do not test the waters. Immerse yourself. The assumption held in stillness and joy is the prayer. The rest is unfolding. The greatest manifestations come when there is no resistance, when you release the need to force and allow yourself to flow. Effortless doesn't mean inactive. It means you act from faith, not fear. It means your movement is aligned, not panicked. I've seen the most miraculous things happen not through striving, but through surrender to the state. You see, creation is not an act of force. It is an act of faithful being. When you assume the end and let it settle in your heart, the world begins to move around you. People change. Paths open. Messages arrive. But none of it is because you chased. It is because you embodied. When you embody a state, life rearranges itself to match. And it feels easy, almost magical. But it's not magic, it's law. So if you want ease, choose alignment. If you want speed, choose stillness. And if you want your desire, choose to become the one who already has it. Let the assumption become your atmosphere. Let faith be your language. And let the universe, faithful and exact, deliver what it must. Because when you stop chasing, you begin receiving.